Dan Willis here, and we're talking about how to get a repo off your credit report. Now, this is the second video in a series, and in this video, we're talking specifically about that auto deficiency balance. This is any money that you still owe, that's still outstanding on that car loan, because, as we shared here, that debt has been sent to a collection agency, and this collection agency, of course, is going to start contacting you for payment, but they're also going to report negative information on your credit report. So we've got to get rid of that collection, and we've got to get rid of that repossession from your credit report in order to improve your credit score. And in this video, we're specifically talking about that debt collection. And the first item on our agenda is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, FDCPA. This is federal legislation passed by Congress with the intention of regulating the debt collection industry. And it's worth your review at your convenience, but in short, it says debt collectors are required to be honest, upfront, not deceptive, along with providing you with that modicum of respect and dignity that every human being deserves. And yes, the FDCPA is broken and violated just about as often as our drug laws in this country. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, the first item for every consumer dealing with any debt collector is to first request debt validation on your debt. This is your right as a consumer granted under the FDCPA, and essentially what we're saying when we request validation on our debt, we're saying, hey, debt collector, you first prove this is actually my debt. Show me who the original creditor was, show me the dates of account activity, show me all the details relevant to this debt. After all, we didn't do any business directly with this debt collector. They just popped up and showed up one day demanding that we pay them money. So requesting debt validation is basically saying you guys first do your part and then we can potentially discuss repayment. You see, they're required to respond by providing you with the paperwork, the evidence, and the documents that do prove this is your debt. If they fail to validate your debt for any reason, even if they just don't have their paperwork in order, then in accordance with the FDCPA, that debt is legally forgiven, as in you are no longer legally responsible for payment. Further, they're supposed to contact all three of the credit bureaus to have them remove that collection from your credit report because it's messing up your credit score. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, the next item, if your account is validated, we're talking about how long you are legally responsible for payment. And to do this, you're going to need to review that paperwork that they send you. What we're looking for is your last date of account activity. And this is also your original delinquency date, most likely. So that should have occurred with the original finance company, the person who you bought the car from, essentially. You are not responsible for repayment forever, contrary to popular belief, and this is specifically talking about state law and the statute of limitations. And this does vary, and it is a state law, but generally, this law says you are legally responsible for about 7 years for that debt. Once this time window runs out and expires, then in accordance with the statute of limitations, that debt is legally forgiven. Your legal obligation for payment ends with the statute of limitations. Now, the statute of limitations applies to most types of consumer debt. It definitely applies to car repossessions. It applies to medical bills. It applies to credit cards, utilities, retail, telecommunications, virtually everything. The few exceptions are defaulted federal student loans and federal income taxes. Everything else the statute of limitations does apply to. And warning, and this is big, debt collectors are notorious for re-aging consumer accounts for obvious purposes so they can continue to attempt to collect payment. And debt collectors every single year are fined by our government for illegally re-aging consumer accounts. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, if your account is validated and it's within the statute of limitations, our next step is to negotiate a settlement agreement directly with this debt collector. And there's two parts to your agreement, and it's best to get this agreement in writing. The first one is to negotiate to settle your debt for less than the total balance. often, and you might have a little bit of variation when it comes to car repossessions, but let's say even on the high end, you're able to negotiate and settle for 50% of your total debt. On a $4,000 debt, as we used before as our example, you may be able to settle that and pay it for just $2,000. But this second part of your agreement is mission critical. In exchange for your payment, you must get this debt collector to agree that they'll stop reporting your account information to all three of the credit bureaus. If we overlook this part of our agreement, after we make payment, we're going to get stuck with a paid collection. If all we do is just pay off this debt collector, the only thing that's going to change is the status of that collection listing on our credit report. It's going to go from an unpaid collection to a paid collection. A paid collection is still a negative, damaging, derogatory item that's going to lower your credit score, and according to Anthony Sprav, a spokesman for FICO, as much as 100 points. That's huge. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now we need to take a second and just dispel this idea of a pay for delete approach. This idea is where you demand the debt collector first remove the item from your credit report and then you'll make payment. It sounds wonderful, it sounds terrific, and it sounds about as great as Jolly St. Nick visiting every single house on Christmas Eve, and that's about as realistic as it is. You're welcome to try it, just please don't hold your breath. Instead, we encourage you, and something that they will agree to, is stop reporting your account information. You see, in the next video here, we're going to talk about the credit dispute process in detail, so make sure to subscribe and join our congregation. But in short, we're going to dispute this collection listing with each of the three major credit bureaus, and when they investigate the item, they're going to contact this debt collector and they're going to ask them to verify the account. As per our settlement agreement directly with this debt collector, they're not going to verify the account when the credit bureaus investigate. And in compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and this is going to result, this means the credit bureaus must remove that collection listing from your credit report. Every last one of those items on your credit report must be verifiable. And if you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Again, that's for a free credit consultation, and the toll-free phone number is 1-877-418-7596. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link in the description below over to an article on our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. And of course, subscribe and join our congregation, because coming up next, we're talking in detail about the credit bureau dispute process to remove this collection item and the original repossession item, and to clean up and get these dings off of your credit report, which will result in giving you a much better credit score. So make sure to subscribe and join our congregation. Have a fantastic day, and looking forward to talking to you again here soon.